Hello again, everybody. This is Rocket Rick J18, and today I want to talk to you about uh, Pete Rose. And I've always felt as though Pete should be in the Hall of Fame. Um, we're going to talk about two things that he did that certainly are grounds to exclude him, depending on what you or how you feel about those kind of things. But one is a partially substantiated allegation, and the other one is an admission. Um, so we'll talk about those after we talk about the baseball stuff. Um, Here, the first thing I want to show you is an autographed baseball, and I'm going to turn the camera down. This is an autograph on a 1985 All-Star Game baseball. And I'm going to show you, as you've seen the autograph, and it's numbered uh, 13 out of 850. And here is the Rawlings baseball. And as you can see, it is an official 1985 All-Star Game baseball. The Peter Uberoth. There's the All-Star emblem. This was Pete's last All-Star game, last All-Star game as a player, and I don't believe he appeared in any All-Star games as a manager, since the Reds didn't weren't very much of a winning team um, during those years. And the next thing I'm going to show you are some baseball cards from Pete's um, okay. So the first card I'm going to show you is Pete's 1963 Rookie Stars baseball card number 537, in which he appears as one of four rookies. Um, Besides himself, Al Weiss with the White Sox, Ken McMullen with the Dodgers, and Pedro Gonzalez with the Yankees. Ken McMullen is what is the player who gives Rick Acosta, Dodger card collector, fits, because were it not for the fact that Pete Rose appeared on this card as a rookie, Ken McMullen's card would be a lot cheaper. So that's kind of hard luck for um, for Rick, but unfortunately there's nothing we can do about it. The next card I have to show you is the second year card of Pete Rose, the Rookie Cup card, and this is in an SGC 4.5. Pretty nice looking card, little corner wear. Uh, the back is pretty decent shape, so Um, this is card number 125, and it is a much better looking card than Pete's rookie card, in my opinion. And the picture is certainly a lot better. The floating heads, that's just an idea whose time never came. I wanted to show you a card of a slightly more mature, if that's the right word to describe Pete, uh, pose on his 1967 Reds card. You'll notice that both the uh, 64 Topps Rookie Cup card and the 67 card indicate Pete's position as second base, and the 67 adds the outfield as well. So this looks like a spring training game to me. A little hard to tell, but the next card I want to show you is the 1973 Topps card. And this is special because this is the year Pete won his only most valuable player award. The Reds did not make it to the World Series in 73. They did make it to the World Series in 72, um, but not in 73. The next card I want to show you is Pete's 1976 Topps card. This has him as the National League's All-Star third baseman. The 73 card, by the way, had him as the outfielder. And so he played just about every position except pitcher and catcher. And I don't know that he played a lot of center field either, but he did play some in left and some in right. He played third base. He played second base. I don't know that he ever played shortstop. And then why 76? Well, this is the also the second year in a row of the Big Red Machine's two World Series championships. They won in 75 when they beat the Boston Red Sox in the infamous Mookie Wilson / Bill Buckner game where Mookie hit a ground ball up the right first base line, and Bill Buckner let it go between his legs, and the game-winning run scored. I believe it was Ray Knight. So, but that was a big year for Pete, and I wanted to show you his card from that year. The next card that I have to show you is from the 1980 Topps set, and it's card number 540. Pete here is depicted as a Phillies. He actually went over to the Phillies in 1979 as a free agent, and but in 1980 he led. Well, I won't say he was the only leader, but he was one of the key players in that Philadelphia lineup as the first baseman, leading the Phillies to a World Series victory in 1980, their first ever. Um, So that certainly was a key moment in Pete's career. The next card I have to show you is the 1985 Topps card number 600, which is the first card to depict Pete as a player manager. And I believe it is his first card. I should have gotten the 84 uh, card out, but and looked at it. But in any case, he's a player manager for the Reds in '85, and in '86 as player manager, he set the or I should say, he broke the Ty Cobb's Major League Baseball record of 4,191 hits when he hit his 4,192nd hit, and he hit that on September 11th, 1985, when he hit his 4192, and he had a single and a triple in that game over the Padres. And it notes here that it took him 23 years to achieve this feat. I'm going to show you also his 1987 Topps card, and I'm showing you this one because it contains his full playing statistics with 4,256 hits. And finally, I want to show you Pete's final card as a in Major League Baseball, his 1989 Topps card. It's card number 505, and it shows Pete exclusively as a manager. Now, in August of 1989, Pete was indefinitely suspended by then Commissioner Bart Giamatti. He had a number of efforts on his behalf to be reinstated. All of them failed, including the most recent one in front of Bob Manfred. And Manfred gave the comment that it was up to the Hall of Fame to determine, who was eligible to get in the Hall of Fame. And the Hall of Fame, of course, has always said that that indefinite suspension or ruled ineligible to play Major League Baseball is what prevented him from being. So it's kind of, nobody wants to take the full credit for keeping him out of the Hall of Fame. But and as I said, I think if you consider his baseball career, including his confessed gambling on baseball, which has always been a no-no, I think to me it's just hard to keep the all-time hit king out of the Hall of Fame for those reasons. Now, I want to point out what I consider to be a much more serious offense if true. Um, Major League Baseball hired the lawyer John Dowd in 20. I want to say I'm not really sure when it was, but he Dowd investigated fully the allegations of Pete Rose gambling on baseball and issued a report which Pete denied ever gambling on baseball, in which Pete denied ever gambling on baseball. And in that report, it contained an allegation. Well, I'm not saying in the report. I guess on a radio interview from 2015, it indicated that Dowd had alleged in that interview that Pete Rose had committed a statutory rape. Now, statutory rape is doesn't it doesn't matter whether or not it only applies to minor children, which is whatever state law says it is. And in Ohio, the young woman involved was either 14 or 15, or between 14 and 15. Pete tried to defend himself against the allegation, not a charge, but an allegation that he didn't know she was a minor. Well, that's not really an essential element of the crime of statutory rape. And he also said that he did not have sex with her outside the state of Ohio. Well, that really doesn't get him out of anything there either. In the state of Ohio, I mean, obviously it applies. Ohio state law applies within the state of Ohio. So again, Pete had filed a defamation lawsuit against John Dowd in 2016, and in the course of that, depositions and discovery, defamation is a civil suit. It's a tort or a civil wrong, alleging a civil wrong. In this case, defamation, which is making a false statement, not necessarily in print, because in print it's called libel. In other forms, it's called slander. This would have been slander, but both of them are considered defamatory, if that makes any sense to you. Dowd defended himself by producing a sworn statement from the woman involved. She would have been a minor, as we said, between 14 and 15 in the 1970s, and Pete was in his mid-30s in the 1970s. Rose acknowledged the relationship, again, outside of court. However, this really led to the dismissal of the suit in 2017 when both parties reached reached an agreement. It doesn't say what the terms of the agreement are, whether or not there was any compensation paid or otherwise. And of course, just as a side note, Um, between, let's see, I want to say June of 2017 and March of 2018, John Dowd served as Donald Trump's specific personal lawyer, and he withdrew from that representation, making a lot of unsubstantiated remarks about Donald Trump's veracity, which may or may not have been true, but in any case, they were not substantiated, and they're not required to be. He wasn't really uh, well. We don't need to go into all of those details, but I'll just say that he. It's just an interesting side note. You can make of it what you want. This is a very statutory rape is a very serious crime, and because it involves a protected class of people, that is, minor children, who are not able to give their consent because they are minors. And so you can't defend yourself on the grounds that you didn't know. You either committed the act leading to the charge or not. Now, for whatever reason, and I don't know what the reason is, authorities in the state of Ohio never brought a charge against Pete Rose for this act, possibly because it was outside the statute of limitations. And I don't know exactly what that is in Ohio, but generally speaking, I can tell you that the statute of limitations has nothing to do with the truth of the matter asserted. It simply is a legal principle under which there is a state law, a statute, that defines the elements of the crime of statutory rape. And one of those elements is not, one of those elements is that there's no valid defense based upon consent because they're not capable of giving consent. But the statute of limitations says, in spite of that, the charge has to be brought within a certain time. And at the time that these allegations came to light, after in 2016 and on into 2017, it was well past the normal deadline for statutes of limitations, even if you say that the minor could have brought the suit upon reaching adulthood and then for a brief period thereafter. Um, in any case, nobody had done anything. Um, the the woman did not ask for charges to be brought, and my guess is that the statute of limitations probably barred prosecutions. I don't know that for a fact, and I haven't researched it, but that's what I'm guessing. I think that if this allegation were proven to be true, and in Dowd's defense, he did produce a sworn statement, that is, an affidavit executed by the woman under penalties of perjury, and was produced in this lawsuit. She said that they had a sexual relationship when she was a minor, and that's the extent of it. I don't know that Dowd's investigation pursued it any further. I think that if it were true, I think that could be a disqualifying factor, because uh, there is a morals factor, an ethical factor to being admitted to the Baseball Hall of Fame. This thing is not talked about very much. I've heard it before. This is really the first time that I've inquired into the factual basis. But I guess I would just say that if they're keeping him out because he allegedly committed a statutory rape, um, that's a serious matter. It's not baseball related, but it is related in the sense of the qualifications for admission or election to the Baseball Hall of Fame uh, do contain an ethical or morals component, and this is certainly not, uh, you know, not a not something to be taken lightly. So, if they want to keep him out for that reason, I'd probably go along with that. I don't think the gambling should keep him out, nor do I think it should keep Joe Jackson out, or really anybody else who has been uh, ruled ineligible indefinitely from participation in baseball related events. Major League Baseball has allowed Pete Rose to participate in a couple of events. Um, and uh, I guess, they can't seem to make up their mind about whether he can participate in baseball related events or not. Well, now, of course, he can't because, he's passed away on September 30th. So that's what I have for you. Those are the facts as best as I've been able to determine from public sources, and I think that his baseball statistics speak for themselves. They are, when judged outside of these other two items, uh, are Hall of Fame worthy. There's no question about that. Nobody would keep Pete Rose out of the Hall of Fame unless it was for either gambling or this allegation of statutory rape. Uh, I'd like to see a bit more evidence other than, the woman's statement. But it happened so long ago, we're not going to get that. So it remains uh, an unsubstantiated allegation. This is all the evidence there is, apparently. A single sworn statement, and you can make of that what you will. So that's the best I can do for you. I hope you liked this video. If you do, certainly push the like button. If you're a subscriber, I thank you. If you're not, I would appreciate you subscribing to my channel. I'm kind of inching up on 500 subscribers, and if I get there, I don't think I'm going to worry about it anymore. I'm not really worried about it now, but it's a nice thing to do, and to say that at least somebody's out there looking at your videos, or thought enough to subscribe to your channel, even if they don't watch all your videos or even any of your videos. We don't know that. So, and if you would leave a comment, certainly express your opinion on Pete's Hall of Fame worthiness and whether or not either one of these two legal problems should keep him out. I didn't mention Pete's conviction for tax evasion. Because that I don't think really has anything to do with baseball, since it was for failing to report income from sale of autographs and memorabilia and so forth, which he allegedly did not report. And anyway, so that's what I have for you. And in the meantime, this is Rocket Rick J 18, wishing that all your collecting dreams come true.